You want to see it? Hi guys! I'm back. Sorry you had to wait. I just had to take a stroll to clear my head a little bit. I'm still a little bit dizzy. I feel the air in here is not the best. How you doing, guys? I'm sorry you had to wait. Bumpers, honey, can you hear me right now? Because we got something that we need to clear. Thank you so much, guys. What is that beautiful emote? Is it a kitty cat with a third eye? What is it? Oh, I can't tell. It's so beautiful though. Absolutely adorable. Yeah, he should be hearing me, but he has some work to attend to, so... Bumpers, can you hear me? We'll see. That emote was absolutely beautiful. Very grace. Alright. Well, we'll talk when he gets back then. I just had to talk to him about what happened during stream earlier. I am supposed to be in a going on 10-year relationship and to be a psychic, and I couldn't put down Bempe's favorite colors. Come on! We have to clear this. Is it because he doesn't know himself? Because there's so many of them. I have to get this worked out, you know, we have to clear this. We have to work this out. I knew it was green and yellow, blue. I know he likes black also. And red. I need him to come back. Oh, how have you guys been? Yellow and blue too? I think so. I think he likes most colors. But I do think when we met, his favorite color was green. And I don't think that has changed. I don't think. His younger brother loves the combination of red and black. And he is beautiful at... He's really talented at drawing these cars. And since he was really little, he just drew these race cars. Probably inspired by... oh, good grief. Cars. Yeah, that's why I couldn't find the title for it. Cars, the movie. Probably inspired from that. But he's always drawn these black and red race cars. And they look the same. And he's been drawing them since he was very little. But he is actually getting in. Oh, are you here now, Bumpers? Honey? Are you home? Yep, okay. Honey, there's something we have to clear. We have to clear this up. It's super important. I announced on stream, live for everyone, that I couldn't put down your favorite colors, and I'm supposed to be in a 9-year, going on 10-year relationship and a psychic. But there's so many. I know there's green because that was your favorite before, and yellow, blue. I know you like black and red. Oh, what's the verdict? We have to clear this. But green should be your favorite, is it not? Green, yellow, and blue. Well, I wasn't that way off, was I? You do like red more than I do. Love blue and yellow. Yeah. Maybe not. Your brother definitely do. I told them about how he loves drawing these black and red race cars. But I was gonna say that. Oh, hang on. Oh no. Honey, do you have a lot to do? Because I just realized I had to disable that command that just happened in chat. I can do it. Hang on, guys. I'll see. Because we're not... Oh, you fix it. Okay. It's the last one I've added on Streamlabs. Thank you so much. I can do it anyway. Oh, or otherwise, sorry. It's still a bit muddy in my head with the gaming. So for you who were not here before, thank you, love. Thank you so much. We played a game before lunch, and it was really fun. It's the first time I've streamed a game. Bemba's been playing before. We had that Minecraft stream that we tried to have it working, but I've never streamed a game, so that was fun. But now we're back to the chill afternoon. Coffee drinking, coffee sipping, just talking, energy readings, healing. And me figure something out to talk about. There's so much going on at the moment. There's always so much going on. I think it's beautiful. When I sat and I had my lunch, because we are in this business complex, it's been rather empty lately. People seem to be moving out, actually. So it was such a nice change of pace, sorry, because now they had a viewing actually. So people are moving in also. I'm really looking forward to see who they are. So yeah, I like that. A nice change of pace. The game, yeah, I liked it too. I just get all muddy headed by playing video games. So thank you so much, stimuli for me. Maybe I get tired from streaming, or I get tired from sitting in front of a computer, no matter. But the game was really, I feel this, woohoo. But it's completely fine. At least I've eaten now. And I had my whole entire lunch. I'm so happy. I'm thinking what we can do. Because I feel like wanting to use my healing voice. I'm a little bit sniffly, so I do apologize if that comes through. But I feel like really using my healing voice for now. I wonder if I should read something. I feel like reading actually. Or maybe doing a meditation. It just feels like I should be using my healing voice right now. It feels like people are watching who would really benefit from that, or maybe will be watching. Do you have any suggestions on something that I could read that is not copyrighted? And that would be... It really can just be text also. I just feel like someone needs the frequency in the voice of the healing voice. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a healing. Like a book to read, yeah, or something that we can pull up now that I can simply read. I do have my old stories, but I have already read them all on stream. But I can definitely do again. Oh, that was something I wanted to talk about. I will... Oh, sorry. Benbus is talking to me. I have to check what is going on. Okay. Perfect. You can go ahead. if you have time. That's all I can say. Oh, Bangsamum, do you have a list of people you've healed for reference? Most of them you find here in chat. Actually. But no, I do not take references, and I do not journal. I have no, when I talk to my clients, I never take any notes, and I do not ask for references and none of it. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, hang on. Demir Tastem. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. I'm still a little bit foggy. I hope you enjoy your stay. So, heal what condition? It depends. I have no, this method is still in the works. We are still developing it, but we have seen it to help in I have one client who comes to me, for example, who is dealing with, what's it called I'm gonna check what it's called in English. Hang on. It is a condition where you are always in pain on different levels. And sorry, I'm just gonna check what it's called in English. You're always in pain, and the doctors can't really. Oh, it is called the same. It's fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia. We have seen improvement in dealing with people who are experiencing that sort of pain. We have seen improvement in people who are experiencing pain in muscles, specific muscles. I've helped a client with who had very grave pain in their abdomen and in their uterus and that area, and we could really help her. Now, because this is still very much in development, we can't know for sure that it is what we do that helps. It could definitely be a combination of loads of things. But we have seen it, whatever it is, to be improving for, or to have the condition be improving for the client. So in the physical body, that is what we've done. So we helped in fibromyalgia, we help with the abominable pain and the pain in the uterus and in the female organs, so to speak. And then on the emotional pain, we helped deal with aggression to help people not, live like that, to deal with how to handle aggression and frustration. And of course we also deal with grief, and but we are very new to this, and like I said, it is brand new and it is in development. So what I can definitely say that we've had is someone coming because of aggressions, someone coming because of how to deal with a past drug addiction and how to handle that emptiness that it leaves, and to find something else to fill it with that is beneficial for the person, for the individual, to finding your happiness back from the hobbies you had before, dealing with people who have been abused, mostly mentally, is as of yet who I've met. It's all different kinds of things. And then also to release direct pain. But like I said, it is in development. Fibromyalgia, yeah. It is a terrible disease process, it really is. And it brought me so much joy when I could see the difference, no matter why and what it was that helped this person. But first time they came to me, they could barely walk. And first time I saw them was out in an event. And we had a very, very, very brief session. It was one of those things that you sit down for 15 minutes and just to try it in a very public space. So it's not very nice, but I love doing it. But I rather have people feel completely safe, or as safe as they could possibly be. But this is where I met them first time. And they could barely walk, and they were in so much pain. And I said to them that I simply put a little feather in their hats of healing, which was then an energy bubble who would start the process of healing. And combined with whatever else happened, next time I saw them, because they wanted to come back, I saw them here in my office, and they could walk. They had actually walked here. And then we could actually take a stroll together as well. And I know that it differs a lot from day to day, but I got such a beautiful, beautiful email from them a week after when they had their full session here in my office. When they were here, they were a little bit confused what I was doing. I told them, oh, I've opened this and I've added that, and I've done this and this and this, and they looked very confused. And all right, well, I guess I trust you. And then they went home, and then a week later I got this email that was such a wonderful read, where they really felt improvement in so many areas of their lives, and also improvement in what they had not told me that they wanted help with, physical pain in the body that was very specific. And they said, you talked about this, but I've never talked to you about that, so I guess you picked up on it. And now I haven't had pain since, or I didn't have any pain. Oh, actually, this must have been later than 1 week after, because I think they said they haven't had that pain in 2 weeks afterwards. And so they come to me once every 2 months to control that pain and to just work with the beautiful process that has started. And to me, it doesn't really matter what in the process, how much I do, what I do, what is proven to be my method. The only thing that matters to me is to see the person feeling better. And that definitely is due to everything that happens in their lives. Coming here is just one of them. But I love simply being a part of it. And I adore seeing that process. And when I put these crystals, these bubbles of joy into the individual, and I can literally see it spreading, sparkle. I love what I do. Can you tell? I'm gonna read now. Some depression and anesthesia, especially approved by pain as well. Pseudotherapist, are you licensed to offer therapy? No, I have no license. I go under the I'm an intuitive therapist with intuitive therapy, so you do not have to have a license for it, and it doesn't actually exist. This is something brand new that we are working on. I'm just gonna try to keep up in chat. Health is biological thing. We're no longer treating people for your disease, but also treating physical and social needs. I personally believe in alternative therapies, but the mind is a fantastic thing, and if your psychology feels positive, then it's a non-uncommon to feel better, even if for a brief period. What type of thing you'd be afraid for? Various tasks to destroy yourself. Oh, you think that I am afraid to fall in love? Interesting. Well, I am in a 9th year relationship, so I hope I'm not afraid of falling in love. I also have a telepathic twin who we're a little bit of 3 people in this relationship, so I hope I'm not afraid to fall in love. But maybe that could be. This goes really deep. Love isn't just physical, but also mental, emotional, cultural, environmental, social, and spiritual. Which one of the areas is improving the most and affects all of us? Definitely. Try to do a reading. Not good at it. No, but you are definitely right with falling in love, with what love really means. Because for me, and I can definitely be open with it and transparent with it, love for me is unconditional love. And unconditional love for me, if we're not talking about the sexual part of it, but simply the unconditional love, that is my mom. And I've lost my mom at a very early age. And so I have connected, because the mind is such an amazing thing. What I've realized is that I probably connected the unconditional love to my mom. And since I don't know my mom, I can't know of unconditional love, unfortunately. But I'm trying to find my ways, and working the way I do really helps also me, definitely. And I saw in chat, if it was to be a, what was it called? Not something that actually exists, but that the mind thinks exists. It's not actually something that works. It's sugar pills or what it's called, right? If my method turns out to be that, I'm totally fine with it, because it still seems to be working. I have no idea what we're doing. Only thing I know is that it does seem to be working, and I absolutely love it. But to do research? Yes, please! And to do controlled studies? I'd love to do that. I'm just gonna continue to read chat. Well, thank you so much for following, by the way, Linebus. Thinking up your own terms for your pseudotherapy? Well, I'm following my heart, what my intuition tells me. Yeah, I'm doing my own thing. And we have, before we started this, we have, of course, tried it out as much as we could. We've been around Sweden, where we're from, and we went to England, and we tried to see, could this actually work? And we come to the conclusion that it does something seems to be working. Yes, it seems that we can reconstruct what we do over and over again, which is something that is needed to be done for it to be a science, right? So we just thought, you know what, let's try. I do this with my heart, but of course my head is also with the game. So if it would turn out to actually be hurting people or not helping them, then I will have to find another way. But as of now, it seems to be working. And I am thrilled. I enjoy what I do. It's as easy as that. Need drum cover. I wish I had hand-foot condition you have. You can't learn unconditional love without having the lesson given by your mother. Are you serious? No. For me, it was that way. For me, I connected it to be that way, because that's how my psyche worked. But I am trying to find other ways of understanding. I'm not saying that you need your biology mother or anyone to learn unconditional love. No, I mean it works differently for everyone. I'm just saying what I've experienced and what I've come to understand about myself. But then everyone is different. And that is also one of the things why I love doing what I do, because I work with telepathy. To be able to then see well, from my perspective, because it's still me, but to see from other people's viewpoints is the best thing I know. So I love you for having this discussion in chat, because to talk to someone who has a completely different viewpoint is the best thing we can do to evolve, to grow, and to have fun, and to find the best suited option for each individual, to make a more open society, or to just live, you know? Crap audio, was it? Can you hear me? Is it not good? I can fix it. Yes, and use of practice is all. Anyone can do it. Yeah, anyone can do it. And I'm not saying, that's also what I want to share with this. The reason why we want to call this therapy, intuitive counseling, instead of mediumship, for example, or energy work, is the reason why we choose the terminology of being counsel, or counseling, is because we want to show that this is not something that not everyone can do. It is a profession. It is a profession like any other professions out there. And just like any other profession, some profession suits others, but some better than others, and vice versa. So yes, of course everyone can do it. I'm not saying otherwise. And I'm not saying come to me, I'm the only one who can do this. No, I'm saying come to me if you feel it right for you in this particular instance. If not, then you don't have to. Then I hope you find someone else that suits you better. It's just interactions. I just hope that we can gain something from the interaction. That's all. I'm gonna continue reading chat. If you love it, you'll find the drive and patience to do it. Yeah. Telepathy, what am I thinking? I repeat the thought over and over. I can see if there's anything for you. I work with telepathy through my guides, so I will not sit here and try to prove the method, but I can see if there's anything for you, and you can get a feel of what it is that I do, definitely, if you want to. Your vid has crap audio. Does anyone else experience this? Is the audio bad? Is the audio off? Streamlabs is saying that it should be fine. The audio is nice, it's good. Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure that all is well. What exactly is this intuition therapy? It sounds to me like you're offering CBT without a training. Are you using healing crystals and essential oils? It depends. I'm not using any oils, and I'm not using any healing crystals per se. Sometimes I use some stones. When I work per distance, especially, I like to use things in nature, and I like to put the energy frequency into that particular stone, rock, twig. Actually, I do use stone and rocks. I can show you. What I use usually when I work per distance is this particular one, but then sometimes I work from home, and so I just go out and pick myself a small rock. And what I do is that I see, okay, you know what, I can explain exactly how I work, or how I feel myself to be working. Would that interest you? Would you feel safer, more seen, if I were to explain how I look at things? Because I have done so many times over these past months that we've been streaming. But if our community is fine with it, I would love to go through it with you, because skepticism is the best thing I know. offering CBT without training just by what you feel is correct answer is a correct answer rather than science-based therapy. I don't think anything is better than the other. And I am not one to say you don't need traditional medicine. Definitely not. I can never be 100% sure that I can treat you. I can never be 100% sure that it works. I will never say that. All I can do is my best and from my experience. And if it feels right to you, maybe many of my clients are using both. So they have their doctors in the they go to the doctors where they have more experience in certain cases, or in all cases, of course. I would love to have, to work with a psychiatrist. I'd love to work with doctors. I'd love to work with therapists. I would love to, because sometimes I do feel like, okay, this is something that would be beneficial if they could get to meet someone who has experienced this many times before. Why I think it's good for me to come in, or what we do, is because sometimes it is tough to know how to find the right words to describe how you are feeling and what you experience. And what we hope to do is to be able for you to not have to, if you don't feel like it. Some people love to use their own words, and that's the most important thing. But for some people, it's really tough because they will feel maybe anxious about how the individual that they're talking to what they will think of them. So when we started out, the first thing we did was to say that, okay, if you come to us, you can come to someone who should, or what we work towards, to be able to know what it is that you need to talk about without you having to go through telling me. And in that way, we take your experience that it is for what it is. The cards are already on the table, and we don't have to, if you don't want to go that way, we don't have to try to dig for it. Or you should feel safe is the only reason why we're doing this. But there's much going on in chat, so sorry. I am a person who likes to talk a lot. Thank you for the host, by the way. I'm thinking the same word over and over. Can you still tell me what the word is using a long drawn-out explanation with no answer, as usual? Without a long drawn-out explanation with answer as usual, please. I'm intrigued as a nurse with a heavy focus on science-based best practice. I also don't know how you feel. I'm attacking you. I also question traditional Eastern medicines, herbal therapies, and other such alternative therapies due to lack of understanding of therapy behind the practice and just the minimal exposure we have in Australia. Oh, you're in Australia. I heard that you were gonna hopefully have rain today. Oh, I'm sending you all the thoughts. So, one at a time. Bangs the moon. I do not work in that way. I can't know anything always. I work with my guides and I connect to you. And I only know what they want to tell me, and what I work with is a way for you to see your situation from a new perspective and find a way to feel better. So I do not work in that way, but if you want to call me a scammer, then go ahead. It's totally okay. The thing is, I love having these discussions, and I am done trying to prove my methods. All I want to do now is discuss it. Definitely. No, I don't feel attacked. I love talking to people with different experiences. I think it's really important. And would I be scamming people and would I be hurting people? It is definitely really important. It is of real importance that I don't get to do that. Definitely. That's not what I want to. That's not what I intend to do. But would you like me to explain how I see it? Would you like me to explain how I work? Would you be open to listen to that? Because if you are, then I would love to tell you. And maybe that will bring you some clearance. And maybe we can continue the discussion. Would you like to hear? I make claims and refuses to back them up. No, I don't. I'm just saying I'm not claiming to know everything. I'm saying this is a profession, and it is as easy as that. You can ask the people in chat who's been here before how I work, but what I would love right now is to explain how I work and how I see it. And then, of course, if you would like my services, then we'll do it as I work, since it is my services, and I would love to show you, definitely. But then I'll see if there is anything for you. Yeah, okay. Would you like me to see if there's anything for you then, Bangsumun? Would you like me to explain first how I do it, or would you like me to go into session? And refuse to back them up, like we said, we can offer to see if there's anything for you that you need to know this time. If you're interested, you can always book a session and send us an email. Yeah, but we can also do it here on stream. I'm in the industry, especially as this kind of therapy appears to be relatively new. I don't think it's new. People have been doing this for a long while, but we hope to see it as a profession. And we hope to come out from that where energy workers claim to know everything. Because we really can't, or I can't, at least. I work in a way that my guides accept, no matter what these guides are. I am completely aware it could be my own fantasies. It could be a different being, different entities, or it could be anything. But whatever it is, it might be, and it looks to be working. So, you want me to explain it to you? Session, okay. I think some people come here thinking you're a grand wizard or something, you were powerful. It's not realistic to think that, guys. I'm not saying that I am either, so thank you, Luke, truly. Usually the first thing that happens is that people see you as a scammer, and then if you then prove you're God. And I just want to be human. I'm willing to share my age. I'm willing to share anything about myself. I'm 26 years old. But yeah, we can see. I can see if there's anything for you, Bangsumun. If you'd like. If you don't have any more questions beforehand, I can share anything about myself, truly. 26, still a baby with much to learn. Indeed, and I love learning. Okay. I'm just gonna change music, I think. Because there is so much blockage, or not blockage actually, which is interesting. It's not the first time that you experience this. I'll see. I am gonna use actually for you, I feel. Okay. I'm just gonna remove this little bit. There we are. Oh. Does it want to go there? This was the keyboard from before. Okay. Bangsumun. The interesting thing about you is really interesting is that you're not new to this at all. I'm gonna ease into this, okay? I don't want to go as far as to say that you had it in your family, but you're definitely looking out to just my rational mind thinking now. I'm not connected yet, but I am just thinking that definitely there's a reason for you wanting to bring us down. And I honor that. Or not. I think that is really important, and I think it's a beautiful thing that you do, because we should find people who are hurting others, and we should do something about it, because there's probably a reason why they're hurting others, and everyone deserves a chance. I'm actually shaking now because I am so sick and tired of proving myself. But I will ease into it, so if you have patience with me, it's fine. I'm not trying to bring anyone down, just looking for proof and truth. Of course. And I think it's really important. So I do get this feeling. Like I said, this is definitely not the first time. I want to say that you come in contact with spirituality since you were little. And I want to say that you really are genuine in trying to help people. And that also stresses you out. And this is something that so many can resonate with. If you make claims, then expect to be called on them to prove, of course. I don't know which claims you say that I make, but of course. So, like so many can resonate with, like I said, the stress of trying to prove oneself or to do enough is something that we all have within ourselves. And to work, did you say that you were a nurse? Is that you? Just hang on, because I'm just gonna check. Oh, I can't remember. Because I'm definitely working in the medical department, but I think you did say, no, it was actual spirit. Okay, I see medical works with you as well, but I don't think that might not be you, but it might be definitely in the family. I want to talk about your mother definitely on that department of helping others. Not sure if she worked directly or not, but oh, actually school is coming in. Okay, hang on. It's beautiful seeing always let me know if you don't resonate, of course. I just want to say that I think it's beautiful seeing someone having had an upbringing where we really can learn to genuinely want best for other people. And I really do want to talk about your mother in this and how she handles so much. It's not that anything was, real difficult per se. It's just stress that's been all over. You're stressed or frustrated trying to prove your claims, probably not the truth. No, that's not the reason for it. I know my method to be working. I just am scared of being the one doing it, so to speak. But hang on, we'll see what we can find if you're still here. Thanks, the moon. You have lovely parents. And I do see your mum working with people. Maybe they're not showing me in what area, but Was it her taking care of your father at the end? Because I do see some illness, or I see him being portrayed as being, not having too much energy. And I know that happens when you get old, definitely, but I see it happen before her, I think. And he's more of the creative one. Getting things done, but he also had this artistic sense of, I wanted to say artistic sense of humor, but that sounds wrong. But I am getting this joyful, delightful feeling, although from you, I also feel like you feel I'm disrespectful saying that you had an easy upbringing, so I should definitely not be doing that. But I just want to see where this comes from, this genuine wish of helping other people, because that is beautiful. Your parents were terrible, your father was crazy, and your mother divorced his ass, left me there with him. True story. I'm sorry, sweetie, way off. So that's why you thought it was disrespectful saying that you had a nice upbringing. And that's why the father was so... The thing is, she did so much. I still want to talk about your mother, though. And I do want to talk about your father as well. But I do understand why that disrespect would feel then. Because I did feel that you feeling like I was disrespectful saying that about your childhood. But I do see other things coming through as well, and it's gotta be said. I do see a great respect for your mother. And your father is a very interesting individual. And I'm sorry if I'm making you angry, but maybe you definitely should be, but I also feel that maybe there's a reason why you have to hear it now. I just think there's so much else underneath that, that first frustration, that first aggression, and that feeling of disrespect that you're feeling towards me, or that I feel towards you, that you feel that I harbor towards you. I do feel there's a different story, or there's more to the story than what you're letting on. As it always is, of course. I just really feel like there's another story here, other than the front of aggression. Your mother left me with a crazy psycho. She remarried and moved to Florida. I have zero respect for that woman. I'm just seeing. I will always take your words before my own, definitely. It just feels like there's so much more to the story. And maybe that is from their perspective. It could definitely be. I'm just not. Okay, if we leave that story, let's see where we are today. And what is, because it is the stress of doing things and don't feel like you get anything back from it that I'm feeling from you. In trying to be there and not feeling like you get anything in return. Although you do harbor this respect for most people, but you would say otherwise. As you feel like people are disrespecting towards you, especially me right now. I just can't leave that with the parents though. But it could be from another perspective. I am seeing a different story though. And I'm sorry that you feel I disrespect you. That is not my meaning at all. But I am seeing a different story. I understand what you mean, and it makes sense why he was the one left. Or why he was the one, you know, why he was portrayed in the way that he was in the energy, but I will leave that because that is your story, of course. And I'm not going to disrespect you anymore. I'm just seeing where we can go with this. It's so interesting because it feels so two-sided. It feels like you're so real and genuine in yourself and towards other people. At the same time, and like every one of us, it still feels like you when I say that you're not sure of what went on, you just huff at me, which is interesting. Or I understand that because you feel disrespected and you have all the rights to, especially with your story. I just feel there's so much more to the entire story. I just feel there's so much within yourself that you've been pondering. And it is why, because I do feel this it is very genuine in how you perceive other people and how other people perceive you. What you put forth is very genuine. But it also is a way of, I do feel this aggression or frustration underneath bubbling. And I understand that it is because I see that you see that the world is so, you know, it's so unfair. And that is what is, you know, as it is. But it does feel like somewhere along the way, you've not been totally honest with yourself. And I'm just seeing two-faced of the version of everything that's been going on. Let me get back where you gave this life is a selfish world. Been on to act for a lot. I don't know why you're being asked to validate your claims makes me aggressive. No, you're not aggressive. You're not being aggressive, but I feel the aggression underneath because it does feel like you're uncertain of your own stakes, which I understand since what you come through and what you experienced. But I'm still seeing a different story there, and I don't know the reason for it, but it just is what is coming through. Not a different story that what you say is not what happened, but a different emotional story of but you're totally alright. You're totally right in that I have no, you know, I have no right to talk about that at all, so it's fine. I'm just saying what it comes through to me. And it does feel like you lost yourself along the way somewhere in how you, because it's so interesting, because what you do, you really do, it's genuine and you really do it, you're authentic in what you do, but you're so focused on it being authentic. At the same time you're laid back about it, but it just feels like you really want the authenticity It could be that it comes with age as well, and that you feel that you've experienced so much, and all of these things. It just feels like I want to talk about marketing with you, and I want to talk about managing other people, moving around a lot in what you do, in what you work with. But I want to talk about how in choosing profession, as well as in choosing, well, especially in choosing profession, it just feels like it's been such a, you do things because it is as is and should be, but it just feels like this genuine, it's not a front, because you are genuine and you are authentic and you do have the experience, but it still feels like you've never really done that you dreamt of. And so it's for so many people. You hate things that make no sense. If you make a claim, you better be able to back it up, or you're just perceived as a fraud. So it just feels like you made the wrong decision for yourself. It just feels like you feel deep within when you choose profession or what you choose, because it feels like you're not. And this is what love I'm saying. It doesn't matter because you won't listen to it, but it's fine. What I want to say is that it does feel like you lost yourself around the way, because you chose a path that you really in yourself didn't want to take. And you're going to tell me that you were 100% sure, or not 100% sure because no one is and all of this, but that no, what I did was what I wanted to and all of it. But I do feel like there is a harboring feeling of you having wanted to do something else than what you did. And I want to talk about telemarketing. It's interesting, but it comes up. And it just feels like you didn't lose your chance, but it feels like you see yourself as having done so. But this deep underneath, because you have layers upon layers of experience, and experience of life is just as should be, and there's nothing we can do about it. So why should we change it? And no, we don't have to change it. At the same time, the world is a horrible place, so we have to change it. We must change it, but there's nothing we can do. And so it just goes around in saying, okay, you know what, we just have what we have and there is nothing we can do about it. But at the same time, somewhere that doesn't make sense in your energy, because I do feel the sense of something being stuck in, okay, you know what? The story just changes. The story can be seen from so many perspectives, and what is shown to me is something else than what you, and I'm not going to say told yourself, because of course your reality and your truth is your truth. I have no idea, I have no right to say anything, but I do feel like there is definitely something more going on, something more in the picture. I don't think anything you should make claims. I'm calling around them. Don't make it about me, please. Yeah, it's okay, look. Just breathe. We talked about this so many times. There's a reason for everything. And what we have here is someone who sees that the reason is what it is, and there's not really anything we can do about it. At the same time, the world is a harsh place, and it feels like the world is a harsh place, and we should learn to live in it. But it feels, I just see there's not in it. What did just happen? And I have a tough time. Oh, they're saying the music is a little loud. I'll fix that. Sorry. I apologize. Is this better? This is probably better. I apologize. It was from the break. I feel awful saying these things, but it just feels like a different story to me. All of it. And it just feels like along the way. And I want to talk about telemarketing. It's really interesting. It just comes back. I wonder what I wonder why, but it just comes back again and again. working with people, in a medical field, yeah, but also, oh, right, the army is interesting, but it doesn't feel like that is something that you, oh, no, you can't hear it at all. Okay, sorry, hang on. Now it's gone. Wait, there it is. Okay, I just get the feeling of a completely different story. I'm so sorry, my friend. It just really feels like it. And I'm sorry for calling you friend. I know you dislike that, since I've been such an awful person towards you and not being able to do my own work. But there is a different story I'm feeling here, and it is rather interesting. Not another story in what happened, like I said, but another story emotionally. And I think you just come to the point where you just take life for what it is, but at the same time being grumpy about it. Because you are genuine and you care for what you do and others, but at the same time it feels like, but I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't think that it could have done something differently? Who doesn't think that it could have chosen another path? It doesn't really matter, And now, it's never too late, You don't have to be as lonely. Because I was looking for you, with family, and I want to talk about, the children coming in again, and these things. It just felt when you met that energy, it was just with, oh, no, what are you talking about? It's such a negativity surrounding the world. It's just all your life, and at the same time, you're being so genuine and authentic in. It is what it is. But yeah, I want to talk about children. I want to talk about grandchildren. I want to talk about family. I want to talk about choosing a different path. Because it feels like you're lonely. I don't even know if you're still here though. But it's never too late. Even though you're saying that you're in your 50s, so what? You're 50 years young. You can still experience your life. It just feels like you wish that you would have been able to take another path. And I definitely want to talk about grandchildren. But it's really important in the reading. Or children. And then that energy just gets met with, oh, stop it. I'm lonely. I know you have no grandchildren. Because I know that that's what I said. When I ask these things to your energy, the response is, stop, you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm lonely and I've done my life, I've done what I've done and it's fine. But grandchildren is important. Not because you have them, because you don't, but because of the wish for them. And then you're saying, nah, who doesn't? Or there's always this, you always have this, it's always black and white, if that makes any sense. At the same time, you always think, no, it is black and white, yeah, because it is what it is, right? I'm curious to see why you are on Twitch in the first place. It's really interesting. why I talk about the grandchildren and what I said before, it just feels like it's part of that path that you could have taken, you know. And now we're just in this that it doesn't really matter because we are where we are, right? And we're happy with it, being grumpy at the world. And that's fine. I do see this woman. I do see this woman with blondish, brownish hair, you know, between blonde and brown. I'm just looking because I'm looking at horses now. And the thing is, when I say horses, your energy goes nah. And it's so interesting that you always have a comeback, you know, whilst I'm looking, you always have this comeback, which I really like, which is really interesting. But I do see this lovely woman. It's interesting also because also to her you say, you know, I just, oh no, that was better. I don't see anything that no one, you know, other people wouldn't see. Because we are in that way of just feeling that things is as they should be, right? Are you a Twitch drummer? Or am I a Twitch drummer? No, I do see this woman. And yeah, I do smell, you know, the scent from the stables. It just feels like everything that I, you know, suggest, you always have a comeback to in your energy. So I think that you're really lonely. And to that, you're saying, oh no, bullshit. Or, you know, really? Was it that difficult to figure out? You always have a comeback. And I like that. And I wish you could see the humor in it as well. And then you're saying, well, I do have my own humor, and I know that I do, and all of this. I just don't think that people have told you enough how valuable you are, how worth the while you are, because it does feel like you are, when you're in a, well, you are an observer, and you like to get your head stuck in, but then you don't get the reaction that you look for. Like most people, like loads of people. And I'm going to these stables. They're really nice. Or actually, there's some fire going on also. It's interesting, really. All of this is interesting. I know what's going on now. I think that the community do as well. I know what this reading was for, and I'm so happy to have done it. The two ladies. The fact that you're with someone doesn't mean you can't feel loneliness. But this woman, it's so interesting. Because I did see this woman and this daughter. But then I know why I know what this reading is. So it's fine. I'm not gonna try to I'm not gonna try to work against it. It's just really I wonder if there's anything that is for you that can still, give you anything. Because I think this reading, and I think that the community knows what I'm gonna say. I think I know exactly what this reading was for. And it is as easy as to prove that it does not work. But I do feel there's something that could still be said here. I do feel there's something I could help you with. Although being very small. I'm just looking. I'm talking about renovation. I'm talking about collecting things. I'm talking about the horses, the stables. No, I don't think there's anything really. I think the whole reading was to prove me wrong. And sometimes that is exactly what a person needs. I'm just looking if there's anything. If they actually want to show me anything. Because I want to talk about the Navy, I want to talk about the Army, I want to talk about, doing, I want to talk about the daughter, but in this case, I have no idea. The only reason for this reading was to prove me wrong. So I guess that's the only thing I can do to provide some peace. I want to find something, something to bring with. But I think the only thing is that you were right. I think that's the only thing you need in order to go on. Unfortunately, you won't be able to have me not do my work because there are too many people that it does work for. I'm just trying to see if there's anything, but they want to show me the wrong way because they want me to say to you that you were right. And this happens sometimes. And you guys know. You experienced it many times. I feel like the best thing I can do with you is actually to share this. Sometimes this happens. And I knew it would. That was before you asked me. Sometimes, and I talked to energy workers about this who wanted to work with me, sometimes the only thing we can do for another person is to show them to be right so that they can continue on with their lives, with their paths, because that is the important thing to them. And if we're talking about loneliness, this makes you lonely as an energy worker, yes. Basically, sometimes my guides make me work wrong, so they make me say the opposite, or have me say exactly what is needed in order for people to disapprove of me, Because that is what they need in their lives, to just know that it doesn't work, because it is what is needed. Or all that is needed for them. And I talked to energy workers about this. That is probably the toughest thing in our profession, is to sit back and say to someone, you know what, it doesn't work. when you know it to be working, but it doesn't work with this person because they don't need it to. They don't want it to. They want to continue their lives, and that's fine. The toughest part is running yourself over for the cause of the profession. But it is a reality. And I think this is what is happening out there. When people meet, when energy workers get clients who needs this to not be working. Or maybe it's just an easy way in. Because I do feel like you're still here. I do feel that you're still present. Maybe you just want us to be more human. I don't know. But it's part of the work. I never mean to hurt people. I never mean to say awful things about someone else. There's always a reason behind it, and maybe I can't let the thoughts of your parents go though. And I can't let the thought of this woman and this younger woman and this stable go either. But there's a reason for it. So if I have to walk over myself in order to provide what is needed, then I have to do so. Oh, Peggy cries. Beautiful. Take care, just be mindful as you remember. Breath considered as a land force. Prana is an universal energy reflecting currently in and around the body. So the definition, the force is called prana in Sanskrit, meaning primary energy, sometimes translated as a breath or vital force, though it's actually something more. Prana is not only the basic life force, it is the original creative power. It is the master form of all energy, working at every level of a being. Sounds like the force! Well, it is. It's the closest to. So guys, I just want you to know this. I love that you're still here, Banks and Moon. I just wish there was something I could bring you other than that it does not work. Just a little. But they're not letting me. I'm not letting the thought of your parents go though. I just can't. Because it really feels like there's something. I think well, like one of my clients says, and someone who wants to work with me, sometimes you just have to bend your neck and be humble and say that if this is how the energy wants to work, then fine. So if I have to work over myself in order to bring balance, then fine. It's really all I can do. I think that talking about this would bring you more though, as a moon. I just want to know, is it a daughter that you have? Or is it, of course, a son? Because it is a daughter that's been coming through. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's a son, because I'm not supposed to have anything right? Sometimes energy is amazing, or energy is always amazing, but it just hurts so goddamn much to have to disprove yourself. But it is part of it all. It's just awful. Absolutely awful. I really want to find something that I really can help you with, you know? Because I'm not used to this. Oh, it happens. It happens. But I'm just used to the energy, you know, rolling. Yes, there we are. We know what to do. Let's move on. Take the next one. Let's have fun together, you know? And then these things happen when it's like you are meant to disapprove yourself in this. And you go, oh, that really hurts. I wish it could be something instead of, you know, disrespecting you and saying, nah, what you know is not real. Of course it is. I'm just really seeing something else in the picture. I'll see you tomorrow, Big Grace. Take care now. Well, you too, thanks a moon. And I guess you're right. I guess that's all. I wonder why these things happen. If you make a claim about yourself, then you have something to prove. If not, you have nothing to prove. Well, what I am claiming to do is to work. I would love to tell you how I work and how these weird things can happen. I would love to tell you. Would you want to hear it? Honestly. We should have been using the emote, guys. The dog. Or no, we should have just used the neigh to someone who needs it not to be true, so you would just prove them right. Bangs and Moon, would you like to hear how I work? And how these weird things can happen? Truly, would you like to hear how I experience it? Bangs and Moon. Bangs and Moon. Truly. You'd rather see it happen than hear explanations. Okay. I understand that. Is it a daughter that you have? I just, out of curiosity. It's probably not, but I just want to know if it is a daughter. Because if it is, it is. Because if it is, I want to talk about her profession. And I want to talk about this, you know, where it's, as a parent, you have this, you know, you want to take care of your children, of course. And you want her to be able to do whatever she wants to. It's just a little bit hesitant in when she did choose a profession. I want to talk about administration, but I mean, they can be throwing anything at me for making me look bad right now. So I do want to talk about this woman working with administrative work. But like I said, they could be throwing me anything. But all this Sverige pull stuff you're gonna pull already. So that is why you were not new to this, and that is why I said that it was probably in the family, but I didn't want to go as so far as to say that. And that is why you're struggling with her profession. And that is why you have to know that it does not work. It makes sense now. Not profession though, but what she chooses to do. It makes sense. Thank you for explaining that to me. That is why you were open to it, but also so against it. And that is why you've seen it before. It makes complete sense. You want proof either way, just for info purposes only. Don't make it more than that. Well, it is more than that, because this is personal to you, for you. And that was the first thing I said. I should have trusted that. I should have gone on that, through that energy thread into the family, because that's the first thing I said. You have it in the family, but I didn't want to go as far as to say you did. It makes perfect sense. And that is why it was this daughter with her profession that you had a difficult time with. And that is the path that you could have been taken in believing in her. It makes total sense now. And that is why you have to have it shown to you that it does not work. It makes total sense. You are genuine though. I don't think you disowned her. But I do see I understand the frustration and why it was so personal to you now. Makes perfect sense. Thank you for explaining that to me. Your profession difficult, seriously, I've been a stage hand for 20 years, the most fun and best. No, not your profession. Her profession. It makes perfect sense now. Thank you so much for clearing that up. She's a receptionist, yeah, so she does work in administrative work. Yeah. So that part was true. So that they let me see. So she believes in spirituality then. This makes sense. It makes sense all the way to the talk we had about your parents, or not what happened, but with the emotional, the two-faced things that I saw. It makes perfect sense to me. One truth out of 20 guesses. Sounds like the other mediums out there, frankly. I think she thinks your daughter is a chief wizard. No. What I think Because the first thing that came through, okay, was that you had this in your family. I did say that. And that's why you were open to it, but you wanted to close it down. It explains why we look at your parents and I see it from the other perspective, and it makes sense in the path that I talked about and the loneliness, because you are excluding yourself. You haven't disowned her though. But it makes perfect sense why you would only see everything black and white, because you're afraid that you might have missed something within your own family if you would have seen otherwise. So it makes perfect sense to me, and it makes perfect sense why you need it to be proven that it does not work. Hi, Fabian. Had what in family? Well, you said that your daughter pulled everything that I've tried to pull, right? Hey, Fabian, you are joining as I am having to... No, it's fine, Fabian. You're open to anything that can be proven. You don't surround the statement very well. Fabian, you are joining as I am walking over myself once again to prove someone that to disprove my own ability, or the method in itself, as you know has happened before. So that is what you are joining in with. Or joining into. And we should have had those emotes that I talked about, because I should never go into sessions that I know will never work in that way, or that it does not have, it can't work because it should not work, because it is important to show that it does not work. Why disapproving myself? Because it is needed, it seems like. Your daughter's name is Sarah. I gave her the H. Now I spell her name Sarah, just in case. How do you mean? No, I'm just trying to understand. Talk about a good friend of mine. She has a bit of trouble in the moment and she's not sure about herself and some decisions, so we talk about it. Try to help as much as possible. Beautiful, Fabian. No, I don't get the joke either. I think what is going on here is that it is important for you, Bangsa Moon, to know that this is not real in order for you to keep your the way that you live, and that is completely okay. It happens. And I am never gonna try to say that every truth is a truth, and I'm never gonna try to prove differently, so I shouldn't have. I always do this, every time. I should learn not to. But it's fine. We do have these sometimes where I have to walk over myself when my guides give me the information that the people want to hear rather than what they need to hear. Or maybe the same. So the information is that I am wrong. Oh, age like age. I see. But I lost the age. Well, then I'll be young forever. I like that. Then I will be able to learn forever. I would really appreciate that. We're here again, guys. I have to learn, right? And it's like when I talk to my client who wants to work with me and who wants to join the network, and I told them the toughest part of the job is to have to disprove yourself when people need it. And that is such an awful thing. But it is what is needed to be done, so what can I do? Like you said, what can I do other than bend my neck and be humble and walk over myself and say, okay, you know what, I'm disproven. Thank you. I don't need to know that what you're doing is not real, then put that on me. The truth is that you make claims and can't prove them. But I don't make any claims, my friend. I'm telling you what I work with, but I'm also telling you that it's a profession, and I'm also telling that I work with my guides, only working with what comes through to me. I'm not claiming to know anything. I'm claiming to be working in this profession, and some cases in every profession is more difficult than others. And sometimes what people need to hear is that it does not work, and that's all I can do, really. I struggle with life and a decision. I think there's nothing bad, but even better to talk about it and make things different to make lives better and more worthy. Yeah. I'm claimed that I'm telepathic, correct? I am a telepath, yes. I am in a telepathic system, yes. But if you would listen to how I work, I could explain to you what I mean with being telepathic in the way that I work. Because I work with telepathy in my profession through the for the universal libraries, so the Akashic archives. And I work with my guides to bring me information. And I can only bring whatever that information is that comes through. And sometimes the information is wrong in order to prove me wrong. And so that is all. But I would love to tell you how I do work if you would be up to hearing it. But I understand if you're not, so it's fine. You claim to be working with a spirit guide and they tell you what they want when they want. Prove it. I know what telepathic means. I don't need your pseudo explanation. The information that comes is what needs to be delivered right now. Take from that what you will. Yes, space expands faster tonight. Oh, than light. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just know how I experience it to be working. Subparticles are smaller than atoms. read and learn before you talk, Young, please? Hidden Collider proved this. It's a theory at the moment. Some tests show results in this way, but it's not fully proven yet. You know what, guys? If we're going to talk about science, it's really interesting, actually, because what is needed, we need to prove it for, what is it? 1 of 4 needs to be correct, right? When we prove something in order for it to be proven. That sounded wrong. But if we have 4 tries, we can have 1 that works, right? And 3 that fails for it to be proven scientifically. Is it 20% or what is it? Or 25, that is, right? Oh, I don't know these things. Quantum system breaks simple physics laws. Some things we cannot explain, some things we cannot. We don't know yet, yeah. This intuitive therapy come under a regulatory board. Social media, this is it's unregulated. Definitely. You should be polite doing conversations. But guys, I want to talk about science now. This is funny. I heard that in order for something to be proven in research, if you do 4 tests, it can fail. Can it fail once, or can it fail 3 times in 4? Because you will be able to have to prove that you can do it over and over again, that you can repeat it in order for it to be proven as real, right? Bangson moon. Science. It's 20%, right? Or how is it? I want to know. One in 5. Is it 1 in 5? That has to be correct. Or was it? What is it? Okay. So, in that case, let's put this up on the table and let's research it. Okay. This attempt failed, right? That's 1. How many have we done in chats? Hello, brown like a cinnamon. How you doing? How many have we done in chat? Or how many have we done today? We did 1 before, right? That's 2. But I don't think we've done 5. But we had, how many are in chat now that had a reading from me? I just want to know. What I'm saying is, I've done approximately how many can it be? 130 maybe sessions now. Could be 130 consultations, somewhere around there. And I've had, with this, I probably had probably had 4 or 5 maybe, where people felt like it didn't work. So out of 130, we have 5 that is disproven, right? Let's say 10, just for good measure, but I don't think it is. But let's say 10, and we have 130. That is enough for it scientifically to be proven to be able to repeat, right? How is it? You two have nervous and no permanent statements, so you lower yourself to simple tools. There was a study about it. I'll find it for next stream if you're interested. So out of 130, let's say that we have had 10 that doesn't work. I think that is definitely more than what it is though. But let's say, what is that? Can we do the calculations? It's a really easy calculation, but still, I'm not very good at it. Let's see. Calculator. But it's but we should only work with what can be proven, right? So people who've experienced it. So we are what is going on, guys? I'm trying to do research here. I'm really interested in this. For real. There is a doctor in Germany, his name is Miller Wolfert. He's a little celebrity in the sports scene because a lot of famous athletes are going to him. If you have problems, he's just also speaking for him. But parallel to this normal medical care, he also has the ability to feel stuff with his hands, which other doctors can't even weather with tools sometimes. That's not science, but it works. Yeah, but I want to look at if we're going to talk about this scientifically, which I would love to because I'm really interested in it. If we put aside that it always works, we put aside that I get told what I should, and sometimes that is to disprove myself. If we put aside that and we say that means it does not work, I would, to be honest now, completely transparent, I would guess that I've had around 130 consultations. Could it be that? Maybe 120. Let's say 120 consultations. I've had one person who came to me face to face, who was directly not, impressed. And I had one that I felt was off. So I give myself that. I give the search that. So that's 2. And then I've had 3, I think, on stream. 4 maybe with you now. So that brings us up to 6. So I had 6 failures, let's say, out of 120 tries. That still is a pretty good. It still is a pretty good percentage, I think. I would love to do the research though. I would love to do this in a controlled environment where we could see how many failures, how many failed attempts, and how many successes. Well, I insulted him, to be fair, Fabian. I insulted Banks and Moon in being disrespectful towards him, with connected to his parents. I still feel that though, but it makes more sense to me now why it's so important. So I've been directly insulted him. You should not insult chat, but you can insult me because I've been insulting towards you. So I completely understand that. I'm a man of time myself, and I also don't believe in telepathy, but if Sarah can help people with it, I have no problem with it, so don't try to convince us by force. You don't diss me. Well, I did say that I did feel that you really got, upset with how I treated that with your parents, and I'm still going back to it because it feels like it's connected now to your daughter in a way that you just are scared of having missed something, and therefore you want to, look at the world the way you do and perceive it the way you do, and I totally respect that. But you did say that she was into spirituality, or did I misunderstand that? Because I'm just out of curiosity, I want to know, because if that is the case, I think it would be really, it would make more sense to me. Realistically, anything can be proven to be scientifically factual despite lacking evidence. Example, Andrew Wakefield. He was the strongest to turn around and said it was proven that vaccinating was associated with autism. He's the reason the biggest reference for anti-vax parents, despite being proven wrong and having doctored the result of his studies time and time again. That is so sad that happened. It is also, unfortunately, it is also true that some vaccines have caused problems, but so have many other things. Always. There's always some symptoms to come with it, and there can always be some things, but I do think that vaccines have helped a lot of more than it has not. So that is sad, and I guess maybe just everything is not for everyone. Maybe that is just it. I'm not going to prove this to anyone. I know it to be working, and if it doesn't suit you, or if it makes no sense to you, then maybe it's just should not be part of your life, and that's totally okay. I want to know about the daughter, though. Did they prove that space expands faster than light? Where have you been? Google it on the internet. That's the proof. It's on Google. Bangs and Moon, you said your daughter believed in spirituality, or you said that she pulled everything that I'm pulling. Is that what you meant? Google is not a proof. A study is a proof. Or we could just live, guys. But I want to know about the daughter, Bangs and Moon. I want to know about the daughter. You don't have one, and there's no reason why you bullshit. Guys. It's okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinions. It's okay. Bangs and Moon, I want to know about your daughter. And I want to know if, because you said that you believe in spirituality, yes? And you have had no proof for it, and therefore you can't really know. Because you said she pulled everything that I'm pulling, right? Or have I misunderstood that part as well? Pulling as in the things 20-year-old daughters go through. Okay, I see then. Okay, then I'll let you be. Don't worry. Oh dear. Oh no. Hang on, sorry guys, I'm just having some messages. Oh yes, welcome. Oh. But I will be better at just saying no when I know there's no information. But at the same time, there's a reason for everything. And I am definitely on walking all over myself. What was it that I said last time? I think this was a couple of months back. And I think I said it felt like shoving a pitchfork up your own ass. I think I said something like that. No, that was not the last time. That was the first time that it happened. Oh, now I have no idea what is going on with the mods. I'm confused, Bumpus. I don't know what's going on. I think that was the expression I used. Having it feel like you put a pitchfork up your own ass. I like that expression. That is how it feels. But this time it feels more like, of course I wouldn't know how it actually feels to put a pitchfork up your ass, but this time it feels like someone dropped an anvil on my head. Metaphorically, because I wouldn't survive it. But yeah. But I would love to tell you how I do experience to be working. Oh, there's Stuffy. Hang on. I'm not going to either call you as being fake, as said before. If people feel like you help them, then that's all that matters. Providing that you're not trying to extend your practice into areas you're not qualified to provide in, particularly worrisome that you feel is unregulated and anyone could claim that they're doing falls under intuitive therapy. Well, that is why I want to work with professional doctors. I want to work with doctors. I want to work with psychologists. I want to work with these people. Definitely. I want to work with people who have experience in another way and who have seen more cases and have read what others have met before. And I would love to be able to do that. So I'm not gonna take over and claim that, oh right, I can fix everyone. No, of course I can't. We've just been proven that it doesn't work for everyone. I would love to be able to work in collaboration with other professionals, and especially in areas that are already researched. I would love that, so that I feel safe in that they can get the safe treatment or the safe, I just want people to feel safe. That's all I mean. So, Banks and Moon and actual spirits, do you want to know how I feel it to work, or so we can see it more from a scientific point of view, right? What is actually going on and why it doesn't work sometimes, I would love to talk about that. It's such an important part of it all. Have you ever looked into how to get intuitive therapy regulated in Sweden? No. What I'm saying is I want to work with other people. I want to work with people who have I want to create this network of people who do other sorts of therapy and who does Eastern medicine, who does traditional medicine, alternative. I want to create a network where everyone can work together. I know that it's probably impossible, but I want to do it. And I know that you say, oh, that's because you're young, you're just, blue-eyed, ignorant is what I'm looking for. And that's fine. But I really want to do this. I want to be able to, I am going to start this network for sure. And I would love to just feel like I could collaborate with other people who knows these areas, their specific areas in other ways, because that would be really important. And I would love to be doing that. And then if I can find people who want to do the study, and if I can get it regulated, and if we can, of course we'll do that. But we've just started out and we're just testing the waters. But I would love to be able to do it with others. Definitely. And I would love to not replace anything. I just want to add to it, because this is something that everyone can do. It goes both ways though, and this is why it can be really difficult if someone's not open to it. But like I said, if you're feeling that I claim something, being able to do something, and then proven that I cannot, then I cannot. But I never intend to claim anything. I'm just exploring this way of communicating that other that other animals do all the time. It's something that we all can do, but it goes all the way. It goes both way, and it goes every way. And it can go so wrong, yeah. And because of that, we need an environment where other people can go in and see, okay, what did go wrong and how can we improve it? Yes, with every other research. We have to do our research, we have to do our study, and we have to try until we can feel, okay, now we start to understand how it works. You claim to do seance? Do you not? Yeah. I think other fields will be reluctant to work with unrelated services, so according to the network would be difficult due to the risk of legitimation if there was an adverse event resulting from the multidisciplinary consult. Yeah, I totally understand. And I also know this, and that is why I want to start out having the network with other healers and other energy workers, and then try to at least have a contact, somewhere. And we do this. We are just in the beginning, and we are still trying to, to find our way. We're still testing the waters. We're trying to see the best way of go about this. And of course, if there are 5 failures in 120 attempts, there should be no failures. So then we will have to go back, reevaluate, and come back with something that is better. And that is what I do all the time. I take the note, what happened here? Why did this go wrong? And I try to say, okay, I will take this home tonight and I will consider, where did it go wrong? What happened? And how can I do better so that I can help more people in the future, as we do with everything? And if it turns out those 5 attempts starts to add up, and instead of having if the numbers turn and we start to see more failures than successes, then we really have to reevaluate and maybe go back to the start, or maybe just scrap the entire project, of course. But what we're doing now is we're testing the water. We have to see where we're at, and we have to see, what do we do when we reach those failures? How do we come back from it and make it better? And that's what we're working on. This is why this is recommended for 18 years and over. This is why it says in the description that we can never prove this to be real. And this is why we're taking these precautions. Sorry, I can't say that word right now. Because we don't know what we're doing. We are testing the water, and we are working together in order to find a way forward. It's what we do. Dancing around the question, in what way? What do you want me to say? Of course they're reluctant. Of course it won't happen. Because we have to prove it first. And what we are working on in our little corner is to try to find a way that it will work. It's a mountain to climb, but I've seen enough of it to really think that it's worth it. You're a bright young lady. All I ask is that you constantly reevaluate your position or your profession. I do. Ask my fiance each and every day. I reevaluate, I look into myself, I try to see where did I go wrong, what can I do better, what is going on, how can I help this particular individual, and how can I do this better for what in the long run, I always reevaluate. It takes time, it takes effort, and I'm learning. I am learning and learning and learning. And I love the process. Sometimes, like now, when it feels like you put a pitchfork up your own ass, then that is the feeling. And all I can hope is that it does not hurt you. And if it does, then I definitely have to go back and reevaluate. All I know is that those people that it has gone real wrong for, or with, these 5 individuals, all were skeptics, and they were all not in the space that my word could hurt them. I couldn't know that, of course, but I felt that they could take it in a way that they could just, brush it off. But if it were to happen to someone who is emotionally unstable and really, really need help and support, then we definitely have to look at what is going on here, and is it worth going on? Is it worth continuing? And all I can see in my profession, all we can see, is that it does seem to be working in most cases, and in many more cases than it seems not to. And also, due to it being online, due to me having just, your name and a camera to look into, of course it is easier when we're face to face and when we're interacting. But I'm still doing this here because I want to learn. I really do. And it is easier if you are open. Of course it is. It is easier if you are on the same wavelength. That is any interaction, So what I'm trying to do, I always reevaluate myself. And I push myself, and I then take a breather, and I try to go back into myself, feeling better within myself, so I can see for real what is going on. And let's look at this picture. What does it look like? Does it look like we're going downhill? This is not good at all. Then reevaluate, do something else. Does it look like, okay, this looks really good, beautiful. And what is going on right now is that we are seeing more improvements than what we are seeing, or we've actually not seen anyone say outright that they're hurt. Of course, many people wouldn't, so I really hope that that's also the case. But 4 or 5 out of 120 is too much, but it's also just in the beginning. We're just starting out. Yeah, I'm gonna read chat now. So is there any form of theory behind the practice of intuitive therapy? If you're looking for an established theory, there is not. It is the work of mediumship, of telepathy, of healing, and the feeling in that. If you're looking for the theory that we have started to establish, or how we look at it, then there is definitely a clear picture that I would love to share with you, and that many other light workers and energy workers does recognize when we talk to them. And I would love to talk to you about it. We can also see parts of it being reflected into science. So that is why I ask you if you would let me to really tell you how we see the process of working, or how we see the construction of it. I would love to tell you, because we do have a clear picture. But it's still open to changes, of course, because we're learning. I didn't say I didn't believe, I just want proof. Move something, tell me what I'm thinking, telepathy. You don't want to question the profession, you want to blame her. That's your motivation, because you don't work with her answers, but getting frustrated because it doesn't fit your agenda. Seriously, friend, you're way off in your interpretation of my statement. Take your time and read them slowly as you weigh off. There is no sign of having a polite conversation. For example, psychology is a scientific profession, but it would not work if the client can't work with the therapist. All the stuff he gets told. And I got your point. You want to argue about scientific facts only to disprove a profession. And my whole point of interest was that we don't know everything, and that we should question stuff without bullying each other like you did. Oh! Damn it! All of a sudden it pops up. Hiya! How you doing? I was super late this morning. I hope the stream has been interesting so far. Well, it has. I failed again. So we're trying to see what is going on? So we're discussing how to look at it from a scientific point of view, and we're trying to see what is going on. Yeah. I'm a 4-year-old man that has been nothing but respectful to this young lady. I'm sorry that you're too immature to see and understand that. I'd love to hear your process and working process theory. Okay. Okay, well then I tell you. The thought behind it all is that we all stem from the same energy source. So in this energy source, by us all stemming from it, and with all, I mean everything. I mean that everything is energy and comes from the same energy. Is same and comes from same. And in that, I also believe that we are all connected. And with this, I also believe that all of our experiences is stored through this connection and through the connection of the energy field or the energy source in the archives, in the Akashic archives, you may say, as some schoolings do, or as I see it, the universal libraries. And in this, all the information that is stored in this theory. How we're all connected, I see, is via energy frequency strings, just like a radio waves. Each and every one of us has got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of energy frequency strings. And they're all unique to us. And we connect through these. And my work, that I do not as good as I should, maybe sometimes, is to be like a radio. So when you ask me to connect to you, I look for your frequency and I try to find it. And then I use my intuition, my gut feeling. I have a feeling that this is what we should talk about with you. Being what is going on in you, being what you've been through, being what you're thinking, being your emotion, being the astral. Maybe there is someone who's passed who wants to come along and say hi, bring a message. Maybe there's someone who's still alive who wants to bring a message. Whatever there might be, or maybe there's some healing that wants to be done, made, whatever it might be. You are there. I'm going to reach that when I'm done explaining this. Whatever it might be, to find it, I need to find your frequency. And it goes two ways, of course. It's a channel. So I get this feeling, okay, with you, I want to talk about your grandmother, for example, maybe. I want to talk about your grandmother. Okay, that's my gut feeling, my intuition. I then ask my guides, whoever they may be, we have no idea. We're working on trying to figure this out. But I'm asking them, is my grandmother, is that a way in to continue down these energy threads that I want to travel in order to find you, in order to find the safe room that is you. And I then ask my guides, and they work as librarians. I experienced them bringing me information from the Akashic archives or from the Universal Library and handing me that information. If what I feel with my intuition is right, they will hand me sufficient information. And then I can travel further and further until I reach this safe ground of your room. And when we're in that room, we can talk about anything that is going on with you. Okay, I never reached that room with you. I didn't even come as far as to really feel connected to the information that my guides were bringing me. But this is how I experience it to be working. So it's something that everyone can do because we're all connected. And we're all connected to this library. The Akashic Library, the Akashic Archives, you can actually find also spread around the world in different libraries because they be in your karmic contract, as some schooling believe them to be, that before you ascended down to earth, or ascended, sorry, but before you got to earth, you already made a contract in what you should be experiencing throughout every of your life, is one school, and that is saying, and you can go to these libraries around the world and get parts out from your specific karmic contract. These does exist. It's one schooling who's saying that. I do not believe, I do not know of that, and I'm not following that schooling per se. But every truth is a truth for me, and I'm open to anything. So that is basically how I feel it to be working. And then if I provide healing, if I do healing, I have special healing guides who shows me how to do it. And it all differs, but it all comes down to just working with what comes through, and it comes through the Akashic libraries, I would say, or the Universal Library. And yeah, that is how I experience it to be working. I'm going to read chat now, and I'm going to continue. Oh, let's see. There we were. Okay. The truth never counts when it hurts. You're too young and immature to figure to how to get out of a paper bag. Me or someone in chat? Oh, 32. Okay. Don't disrespect each other. Every experience and every opinion, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. And we all have not more or less experience, we got different experience. It's how I want to see it. But telling me that's because I'm a baby, fine. Totally acceptable. I'm a teenager again. Yeah. Next time I stream, I'll let you go to drink some of blood, okay? I hear what you do. Sorry that some people don't understand. No, it's totally fine, Luke. Like I said, it's part of it all. And I don't understand it. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that it seems to be working for more people than it seems not to. So being pseudo, maybe. But we'll have to figure it out, you know? For right now, the numbers for helping is what I see being happening is so much more prompt than the things not happening, if that makes any sense. And you understand what she does. I prove once again way off. Oh, man, I'm very sorry to hear that. I always sense there's something. Oh, right. That's part of life. Reality is overrated. That was exactly what I was thinking when you started writing. So practice is very minimalistic in that you feel you have an external energy voice, whatever, that guides you in your decision points. I don't know what it is. I am totally open to it being my own conscious. I'm totally open being in my own imagination, my own fantasy. It could be... I have no idea what it is. And I'm totally open to it being my delusion as well. But that delusion seems to be helping a lot of people. But I'm totally open to it being that. Yeah. I just describe it as my guides because that is how I experience them. That is how I see them. But it could be anything, really. And of course I shouldn't be working if I am deluded, you know? but at the same time, or delusional, sorry, deluded, I like that word, but delusional, but it seems to help a lot of people. And it is amazing what we can experience. I really enjoy it. I really love it. And things that people have told me is absolutely amazing, and actual things that I've seen with my own eyes, in having someone not being able to stand up and then having a healing session and they're all of a sudden using their legs again. This is something that is, whether it is, your mind's playing tricks on you, of course it could be, but it seems to be working. And sometimes it does not. And what I feel from the practice is because it's just not meant to. And I know that is vague. And I will be better. I will do better. And I will learn better to understand what it is. Regardless of the content of conversation, I'm glad to see chat's active today. Yeah, me too. Okay, just like everyone else happens to find a stream. So I can know. You just have to ask. Since I couldn't help you, you got your references in chat. You could ask them how general or non-personalistic my readings are and were to them, and maybe they can answer. I would love you to be honest, guys. I would love you to say exactly what you experienced, because I want us to reevaluate this, and to have someone it did not work for, that is a perfect opportunity. Wilson stepbrother, hello. Good morning. Beautiful seeing you here again. So guys, I would love you to share your experiences if you would want to. I'm not going to go as far as to say you're delusional. I'm not the judge of someone's sanity of the internet. If you work with someone, then all the best to them. It is, however, 2 AM here, and I'm getting rather tired, so I will head to bed, but I will follow you so I can return upstairs some more. Okay, thank you so much, actual spirit. Sleep well, and thank you for the follow, and I hope you enjoy our community and that it can bring you something, no matter what that might be. But you are so welcome to be here. And you can find our past streams to see other readings, maybe. You'll find it on YouTube. I think there are 3 cases. I think this was the 4th where it didn't work. But I think there are around somewhere around 20 videos out there or something like that. I know they're long, but so you guys who are in chat who've had a reading from me, I would love you to just say, in all honesty, was it general? Was it, what do you reckon? Was it something that could be made up? I'm really curious, because I want the best for people and for the society. So I would love you to say what you think, truly. All I want is for people to feel safe, Well, thank you, Wilson stepbrother. The reason why I'm asking is because I had a reading that didn't go so well, or that was completely off. Oh, sorry. For its own reasons. But still, so I want to know, honestly, what people think. Packet Christ, you're back! Hi! But I want to know about my work, guys. I want to know if it was actually something that you think, oh yeah, this was good, or, well, when I'm out and I think about it, anyone could have done it, or, Well, of course it's me, Banks and Moon. It's both of us. It's our interaction. I just really want to know what people think. Their honest opinion, because I want to know. I want to know. That is a beautiful comment, Fabian, truly. It doesn't prove anything, though. So I just want to know if anyone actually feels it to be working. The reading I got in December helped me reevaluate my work-related goals, and I reorientated myself towards creative projects. Really? That was the reading? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you and what you're doing now. Beloved love, absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I could help you. I can't remember. I know that we talk about creativity, and I know that we talked about these. Oh yeah. We talked about these this glass paint, right? And those stickers that you have on the windows when you were little. Oh, and stars. Remember? I remember now. I'm so happy that I could help you. I had the courage to apply for a creative position, still waiting on feedback. I also have sent in work samples to small art gallery. Wow. I'm pretty sure they will want me to make a sculpture for Halloween. Oh. Well, without you knowing me, you managed to bring out some emotional self-healing and some situations. Thank you. It really is when people are coming in and it doesn't work, or it's off, it is important to reevaluate. And since we have people here who experienced it before, let's reevaluate, right? Is this something we should continue doing? And for you, Ballard, it's so amazing what you get to do now. I'm so happy for you. I'm thrilled. It's beautiful. Oh, you have your text Saturday. Think you're going to a reading for the community and post photos. Oh, yeah. Oh, do. I love that. Come back, Luke. You're welcome back, right? Is he not, guys? Have a great show. Have a great day. Okay, it's fine. Thanks a lot. I just hope that I didn't hurt you in what I said. And if you don't believe and if it didn't work, fine. But I will continue my work, and I will continue to reevaluate and reevaluate and reevaluate and always seek a way to make people feel good about themselves, because that is all I want to do. Truly. And no bad blood. Well, you know what? I do like dancing, so I could be very offensive here. And I could talk about how I at least... You know what? I'm not gonna go into it. It's fine. You think and feel like you do. and it's totally okay. Take care. Boy, that hurts. Oh, it still does. Every time. The reason why I'm calm, Fabian, is because I know my method is working. It's just really, really tough when I have to kick myself in the face. I absolutely hate it. You always get super ironic. Well, I was on the verge of becoming defensive, but why? I did disprove myself, so I should stand for it, right? Bad humor, yeah. Yesterday was a brilliant day when I had so much things going on and went so far, further into the progression of the method. It was absolutely amazing. And today we are still continuing progressing, but it's once again one of those pitchfork moments. All I ever want to do is really help people. I just want to bring those sparkles of joy. It's all I do, all I want to do. You hope him will take me to his arms and then make you a nice hot coffee and a piece of cake. Thank you so much. Your cake sounds so good. It does. It really does. Do you think we are delusional, guys? Do you think this should stop now? Before it goes out of hand and hurts more people? Because I'm up to doing something else. If you feel. You don't think I'm delusional? It just really hurts. Guy was delusional. But I did say wrong things, you know. And I don't think he was delusional at all. I think he's just made his mind up. I think people dissect everything to a point just to literally disprove anything else. When people don't understand energy work, they argue with hate venom. Yeah. Well, I hope I can help more people. Oh, Bempis! Are you on your way, love? Because I do need a hug. I've done it again. Sarah's done it again, and I promised you I wouldn't. But this was not someone who tried to pull my leg. This was someone who was actually genuinely wanted to know that it didn't work. So, they will probably be back. Hopefully, can be lurking and seeing others. I hope. Because he wants to try to maneuver you into a position where you only can do something wrong. The thing about telepathy, if we talk about telepathy, now I don't use telepathy in my work. I am a telepath because I do use telepathy in my free time, in my spare time, but and in my private system. But I do not use telepathy in my work in the telepathic way. I use telepathy in the way through the Akashic libraries. And it is mind to mind. So telepathy goes both ways. if it would not go both ways, it would be manipulation. And I'm not one to manipulate. Ay, ay, ay. That was not a critical discussion. That was an attempt to hurt you. Random bullshit to use this bad word for once. Can we just give Fabian a round of applause for being such a loyal friend and fan to the channel? And the best mod. I mean, love. Truly, Fabian. Love. Ah, I just hope that I'm not manipulating you guys. You know, this community, that we are all delusional. At least we're happily delusional. And I didn't understand how he made himself in the same corner and like Google was a source. That was the moment where I can't take him serious anymore. Why I still must build up my courage to start speaking with my own guides. I've only felt a positive shift. Thank you so much. Truly. You guys are amazing. I just really don't want to hurt you. But it made total sense. My opinion about certain things will not change, only you tell me you're one. Only weak people with a strong back wouldn't question things. Yeah, I feel the same. I just have to be stronger in myself, right? I have to go with a string back. But you can be polite, calm, and lovely to each other. Yeah, definitely. What I feel truly within my heart is that I know this is a mountain to climb. But I also feel that it is so worth it. And I know that I can't hurt people. I will always be aware of hurting people, of course, but my paranoia gets ahead of me. I know that is true. You don't have to defend me, or, you know, you don't have to stand any direction. We're just people with different opinions. Spinning in circles, flying backwards. There was a reason that he did that as well. It was a reason he acted the way he did. And I really was being rude to him. Or, you know, I was saying really bad things, and I was talking about, you know, when I mentioned his parents, I could just hear him go, I had this awful, awful childhood, and I have no right to say otherwise. But there is such a different picture coming through. Not that the situation was not what he said, but the emotion behind it and the reasoning and all of it. It was just... I just really hope I didn't hurt him. I'm back into this corner again. What is going on, guys? We're expanding too fast. I think that's the reason. I think I have to... Communication will not work with a certain amount of facts. Politeness and calmness. Here's an end. I'm not gonna dig next time, guys. I promised this last time, but there was a troll coming through. This time I did it again with someone who wanted proof. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna dig. Seems good. This is good to me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so red here. This is our communication center. As you people might know. So when we feel like we feel stuck, like we can't have our inner thoughts and feelings come through, this is where it ends up for most of us. This is usually why during healing sessions clients usually cough, because there is things being released. And when we feel pressured, when we feel like people, like we can't express ourselves, when we feel we don't have the ability to express ourselves, it will, most people, it will go to here. Maybe the next time someone comes in close-minded, we should just ignore it. Yeah, I should just say no. I'm slamming on that. I think it's the most professional thing to do also, and I think it's benefits for everyone. We should make them also a special parrot, something like an Assyrian fruit of the parrots. The people, Fabian. The people with their own opinions. And they probably know of things that I have no way of knowing. We should have them. They can come back when they're ready. Or never, because there's a reason for everything. I understand when mentioning telepathy means that the person immediately has to jump into someone's brain and prove it, like it's a party trick or something. I think that is due to the people doing it, though. I think it is due to people saying that they can do it and claiming to be able to. I hope that I'm never claiming to. I hope that I'm never coming off as someone claiming to, because I really not. It's just in my profession to work with it, what I experience it to be, but I'm not claiming to be able to do so. I noticed while you were talking about the blockage and throat chakra, there's 2 red marks in your throat area. Yeah, that is why I started to talk about it, because I could see that. I could see that on the stream, that it get red, and that's why I started talking about it, because it is usually when you feel like you can't express yourself, or when you don't have when you don't feel safe to express yourself. So I do believe that maybe that could be a way to show if someone is lying or not. Maybe. Or maybe we should keep track on my throat when I do, or maybe not, because it could be, if I was lying, then this would mean that someone caught me, right? I was thinking maybe this means that I'm lying, but it probably means that someone caught me lying. So we could probably not use that anyway. I just thought maybe we could check next time I have a reading. If I go red, that means, uh-oh, she's holding something back. This is not real or something. I don't know. I'm really trying to do this as transparent and honest as I possibly can. And I realize the more transparent I'm trying to be, the more it sounds like I'm trying to cover up something. What should I do? Unfortunately, many people that do practice it tries to make it into a party trick, meaning us that tries to take it seriously get laughed at. Yeah. You can find it if someone is lying through body language as well. Would you say that I'm lying when I'm doing a reading then? If you know body language, can you keep a track on me? Because I would love to know where it comes from, because I feel honest. I feel completely sincere. This reading, though, when I know that it doesn't work, I know that I am doing things I shouldn't be doing. But maybe keep a track on me. And if it turns out this was not your area, this was not what you should be doing, then we'll find something else to be doing, because we already have this beautiful community. Same party trick request is why I keep so many things private, trying to open up more, but I do not have 1% of Sarah's grace. I feel like I have none of Sarah's grace. I would love. But you have me. I don't know, but someone who knows can easily tell you that. Yeah. I never felt you were insincere. Me neither. I'm feeling I'm being insincere towards myself when I'm digging though. So I will do my best not to do that. I will just say no. But I want to help everyone. And that's not the right thing to do. I think that most energy workers will recognize this, if not everyone. Why don't you make a telepathic connection with your PC? You know, some people can. The problem with telepathy is that usually it means that it's mind to mind, right? Or system to system, which means that it's not an open channel per se. It is people, brains, systems, energy deciding what to send through. When I started out experiencing this feeling with my telepathic twin, and as you maybe not know, but I think I've said, I should be transparent with this. I've never met my telepathic twin in real life, so I would never know if it's actually true. I've gotten my proof, or how to say, from other sources that I unfortunately can't speak of, so I really can't say, I can't prove this in any way, but you just have to trust me. If my work, if what I do in my profession works, then the telepathy works. So this, in this case, maybe no. But what I wanted to say was that when I started out, I thought, okay, I've got this bond, this direct channel with this person. That has to mean that I know everything that they know. And I can know everything. I can know everything that they know. And I can know everything about them. And then I went into this, oh, this person, they know a lot about this subject. That means they must know everything about this subject. That means I could ask them anything. And I should know the question to whatever it is. Basically, I thought they were an encyclopedia. I thought they were Wikipedia. And then we've been in different stages until I realized, hang on, this is a human brain I'm communicating with. They started to lie to me. They started to hide things. They started to control the communication, and so did I start to do. And I realized this is a sentient being. This is someone with thoughts, feelings, emotions, wants, desires, judgment, all of it. This is not a computer that I can just draw information from and take to. This is a living being that has its own mind and its own, decision making. So he started to lie to me, he started to hide things, he started to, all of these things. And when we reached that step that we understood that, then came the next level. What is the most living thing inside of a human? That's right, the imagination. I found myself in, now I can't decipher what is real, what is imaginative, what are they afraid of to be happening, what are they paranoid about? Is this something that they're afraid will happen? Is this something that has happened? Is this something that they are imagining to happen? Or is it something that is actually happening right now? Because it is as real to them, all of these things. Because it's in their mind, in their heads. And when it's here, we can also feel it in the body. So sometimes I even got into this feeling of when I felt something in the body, I still couldn't know, is it real? Is it something that happens now? Because it's real, in a sense, if this is true. It's real in a sense, but is it something that is actually happening? Or is it something that has happened before? And then we moved into the next category of them being psychic. Oh God. Now, this that I'm thinking about, that this person is experiencing, could be something they are experiencing. It could be something that has happened. It could be something that they think will happen. It can be something that they are imagining to happen. They could be daydreaming. Or they could be paranoid and afraid of this to be happening. Or they could feel this will happen. Or they could feel this will happen to someone else because they're psychic as well. And what I think is that when you start out, Tempest is here now. When you start out and you say, okay, I work with telepathy, brilliant, read my mind. And it goes just like that. Just like I did. Perfect. Now I know everything there is to know about this person and everything that this person knows or should know about. But then you come to realize what it actually is we're working with. So, will I ever be able to prove myself? No. Should I ever have to prove myself? No. But if I meet a mind who feels this is right for them and that we can help them out together, now that is just as it should be. How about that monologue, eh? Oh, Bempus you've been writing, I must see. What you've been typing, what you've been chatting about when I haven't had my monologue. What did you ask about? Ballets. Oh. What did you answer, honey? It takes a lot of courage, but as with so much else.
Hello.
It takes a lot of encouragement.
Yeah, exactly. But
this is something else. Keep on trying. Yeah, but what did you answer? Oh, party trick. Right. I see now. This takes a lot of encouragement, but as with so much else, just keep on trying. We'll get you somewhere eventually, and it usually gets easier. It's true. I practice the path Paris of Sheldon Cooper. One day I will find this guy and then we'll let his head explode. Well, I got a question in regards to that situation of the telepathic twin, but I'm a bit afraid it might be too personal. Oh, as long as it is from my perspective and that they can keep their integrity, go ahead. I'm completely transparent. Ask me anything. Oh, you have nice hair.
thank you.
Truly, Pegacrise, ask me anything, as long as they can keep their integrity in my answer. And then we will have to end there for today, I think. But ask me. Oh no! Run, guys! If this person is going through a hard time, can you feel what he's feeling? Now, we cannot know if this is true, as you know. We have to say that. It is super important. But the easy question on this is yes, definitely. But then again, remember that we have had this going on 3 years now, I think. So we've learned to handle it. That's not my twin, by the way. Don't get confused. That's my BS. He's actually here. We met in real life. So, he's part of it. That's why. But what we have to realize is that we have come to explore and to learn how this might work over the years, and we're still learning. So in the beginning, we couldn't control anything. We could feel anything the other person was feeling as we thought, and it was completely out of our control. Where we are today, we might actually choose what to share with one another. So could I feel what he'd be feeling? Yes. But he could also choose how much of that he wants to share with me. It differs from time to time, if that makes any sense. We're sweet. We're a lovely couple. Yay. Does the same apply to moments of intensity? Indeed. But once again, we're now in a situation or in this system that we can choose what to share, like I said, more easily. And it is also, sometimes it is like we want to share this with you. Okay, this is happening. Let's look at it. Do I want to share this or not? Okay, I decide to share this. Then I'll send it your way. If you are busy doing something else, but because we do have rules in the system to not disturb one another at work, for example. And so let's say that, okay, you're working. I want to share this experience with you. I'm eating this wonderful piece of apple pie. Okay, let's say, for example, oh, it tastes so good. I want to share this with you. I'm sending you the sensation of that apple pie your way, but you're busy. Could be, depending on what it is, all of a sudden you feel a taste of apple pie. Or maybe you feel, oh, really, I'm getting hungry for an apple pie right now. Or what can happen is that it actually gets put in a queue. So that when you are then opening up, we can talk about this for hours, but as I've understood it, when you're then opening the channel again, that will get received to you at a later stage. But it differs so much. And now we can also choose, sometimes I do not want to share this, and so we do not. However, as we are connected to the universal library, all of us, the twin and I are connected we have our own separate library, you could say, where our experiences is stored together, or all of our experiences stored. And so what happens if I decide I do not want to share this apple pie with you, it's usually more advanced things than that. But let's say I do not want to share this apple pie with you. I put it away. Okay, I'm not going to send it to you. That apple pie has still been registered in my library, and so in our shared library. So if then, oh, that was a weird example. What can happen? Okay, let's say whilst I had this apple pie, I was listening to Mozart. Okay, I had a piece of apple pie, eating it, and I was listening to Mozart. This gets stored in my memory, so in a memory bank and in our shared library. If someone at another point in time, 5 days from now, maybe, it doesn't matter when, maybe this person, you start to hear Mozart. Mozart is playing. It could be that you then will start to think about apple pie. And where we are now, we will know this comes from the other person. And this will transform us, or this will move us up to the library. And all of a sudden, we will be stood there, metaphorically, in the other person's room. We got different drawers and different doors, and some doors we agreed not to open because we want integrity also from each other. But if I say I don't want to share this apple pie with you, I put it in through this door. Do not open that door. If you then play Mozart to my twin and he hears it, could be that he then transports into this room behind the locked door because of the apple pie, because of the music. And then he is in that room that I have locked. And in there could be other memories and other feelings and emotions and fears and all of it that hits him. That is mine. So when this happens, what I try to do is to close my eyes and leave the room. In the beginning, however, people were curious. I was curious. Unfortunately, that's how we like, especially when we don't think it to be true, when we want it to be our imagination. So both of us have seen things that we maybe would not have decided to share with the other person. But yeah. Oh, a long monologue again. Sorry. Does it make any sense to you? Just remember, we cannot prove any of this. We've just had our ways of starting to, well, have it proven to us. But we can't share how, so we can't really say anything else. I'm sorry. I will read chat now. It is sugar-free pie. Yeah, it's sugar-free. It can be sugar-free. I will give an example, and I apologize if it's too personal on this. So if your twin is having relations with another person, is it possible for you to feel the emotions, sensations, feeling at that moment? This is something I've been quite curious about. If two persons who have a very strong connection can feel each other at a distance to a very deep degree, when one is feeling anxious or scared, the other could feel it. If you're talking about, so your question really is, can you feel the other one having sex? If that is the question. And the answer to that is yes. But with everything else, we've come to that we can choose what to share or not. So you can feel it whilst it's going on. You can be part of it. You can actually even experience it to be your own body. And you can see the other individual. You can sense it. You can be there. It can be you. That's for another story, but really it can be. But as how it is now, we can choose what to share or not. So you can feel it when it's going on, or it could be that you're feeling it a while after. But then when it comes to sex especially, that used to be very clear, that this is a memory and it's not something that is going on right now. But, well, the easy answer is yes. But it can be going in so many different ways, because you can shift, because you can shift bodies and mind and seeing the world through their perspective and being in their body, and sometimes get confused between the bodies. And I mean, it's such a vast experience. And it started out as me being completely uncertain and scared regarding my own gender, especially, and person. Who am I? What is going on? Why do I feel like... I'm sorry, I'm talking about this. We'll go home soon. I just really want to talk I just want to talk about this because I started to feel like I am a man sometimes. And with that, I mean, I can feel the actuality of having a male body. I can't know for sure, of course, but I can ask people, other men, if they have experienced similar things and draw my conclusions. But I felt like I was a man. And so I started to think, do I want to be a man? And this is something that I struggled with when I was a little child. And I realized, no, I love being a woman. Okay, so I don't want to change my gender. I don't want to change. I don't want a sex change. No, I don't want a sex change. I love being a woman. Okay, so why then do I feel like I'm a man? And so I started to look up gender fluids, but it's not the feeling of being more masculine one day and more feminine other days. So this. It was simply I felt that my body was male sometimes, and I could feel the breast disappear. I could feel the genitalia change, and I even saw someone else in the mirror. I could feel if they had beard, I could feel it on my cheeks. And this was way before I realized what was going on. And so I started to think, okay, then it has to be, I'm really looking for wanting to be a man. But that never made any sense to me because I love being a woman and I love the female body and all of it. And so that left me in a real confusion, and it was a real tough period in my life. So definitely this finding that twin could be my way of dealing with it. It could be my imagination, definitely. But for me now, it makes perfect sense. As with any other aspects of their life, when I come to realize this about them, that makes sense in why I have been feeling the way I've been feeling. So it's been a real journey, and it's been physically painful as well, I can share with you, especially when the body gets confused in what body is where, especially with genitalia. I just want to say this. It can hurt a lot, and I've been on the floor crying. And of course, it could be a medical issue and disorder that I should look up, but I do feel it to be connected to this, definitely. So yeah, I got lots of experience, but I never know if it's true or not. And unfortunately, due to it being an actual individual, another person living and breathing with their own integrity, I can't share more. I can't share anything that would be of any proof to you. All you can do is listen to my version of it. Yeah. I don't think you have to be a telepathic twin to feel each other. A soulmate can be the same thing from one heart. Yeah. We can feel, definitely. Like with the connection threads, we can connect to anyone. Woo! In reality, you know. A telepathic twin is something different from a twin flame. I never encountered a telepathic twin outside of your stream, and I'm just unfamiliar. I have not either. I have no idea. It is an experience that I do not know anything of other than my own experience. So, Babbitt, I know as much as you do, truly. I just know that one day when I look into the mirror, there was someone else standing there. And that individual is someone who is also alive. So, I don't know what else to say. Fabian, I'm gonna say woman. I don't want to be a man. I just really know how it is to be one sometimes. Don't worry. To be blended twin flame is like a soulmate on crack. Lots of different definitions out there. Lots of different ways to relationships can manifest. Yeah. I think I just understood how you do your energy work. Yeah. Sounds weird, but I'm sure when I come to my twin flame, I will be so confused to remember this particular stream. You're in tune with the person, and then you get information from the person's Akashic archives. Yes, Pega Christ, that's exactly what I try to do. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Through energy frequencies, I tune into you and I try to reach your Akashic archives, yes. And this probably is also why sometimes it does not work, because you don't want me to, right? And I'm not gonna manipulate you. Have you ever tried to help people finding their professions through that? Ask forward. Sometimes, yes. Actually, many times. But I usually get the response of, what? No. Why do people keep on telling me that? It's usually the response I get. Yeah. And that is one of the best responses I ever know. The best reactions is when someone comes to you and you say something to them and they look at you and say, why do you people, you mediums, why do you always have to say the same things? I do not want to do this. It's one of the best things I know. Probably there's a reason behind it. I keep hearing about myself being a mentor and teacher. Yeah, you should listen to that intuition. Have you collected your prana now? Play a Grace. It's fascinating to listen to you guys because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, how can I bring this with my engineer knowledge together? And I have no clue whatsoever because it didn't fit in any views of the world. Well, that depends on how we look at it, right? Dumpus is sitting here waiting for us to go home, but I'm having too much fun. I'm having so much fun. Oh, he's talking. Ah, right. He's talking to the brute. I go on the time I had this person checking out my Akashic archives. Fun times, success. Yeah. I think because of what I'm gonna do for you tomorrow, Pegacrise, I think that loads will come up to the surface. I think. We integrate in creating a learning machine to learn completely randomly to see what would happen. Yep. We try to use Bemper's knowledge in computers and my existence, I wanted to say. No, but experience in my imagination or my way in telepathy and energy work and see if we can make sense of anything. Because if we all stem from the same source, and we do, no matter what scientific readings you do, from what viewpoints you stand or you look at it, we stem from the same in some degree. And if we stem from the same, then the reaction and behavior should be similar in some ways. So we are looking to see if we can understand the randomization of a computer with how I experience the telepathic system, and how we can understand the telepathic system in with the randomization of the computer. So we are trying to understand what all of this is, and it might be a big delusion and it might be an imagination, but then that is our lives and we're having fun, and as long as we're not hurting anyone, if we do, we reevaluate, but if not, let us live our lives, right? I had to look at the email to remember a thing she told me, but it was very good. Her doing that gave me the direction to pursue the healer path through nutrition diet. So, yeah. I only want to have the ability to make a little flame with snip my fingers. I even don't know for telepathic powers, only a little bit of firepower, please. You want to know something, Fabian? That's where I started out. Not being able to do it, but I started out wanting to be able to communicate and not control, but yeah, create fire. That's where I started. Gotta have those happy fun times in life, yeah. I'm having too much fun, guys. This is not good. I have to go home. Oh, look, there's a little fly here. A little banana fly. What's it called in English? It's not a banana fly. So if you're really that in tune with the Akashic archives, I think it would be amazing if you could include your services. Include for your services helping others to find their purpose. I am hoping that that's what I'm doing. I am hoping that with telling people what I tell them, and work in the way I do, I hope that they found their own way of finding their purpose. I hope that is what I'm doing. I want to think that it is. I have to go to the supermarket because my stomach is not stronger than anything else. It was a nice stream and I wish you a great day, Sarah. Thank you so much for having you too. We have to get home as well. But yes, I've been thinking to work with profession coaches. No, that's not the word, but people who does this for a living, finding professions that could be suitable for you. And just like I wanted to work with doctors and policemen actually, and all of the different kinds of people who do services in our society and can help individuals. I also want to work with them. Those who can, to find a profession that suits you. The dear friend I walked past 2 times today is one of them. But he outright said he can't work with me because just like what our dear friend Moon, I was thinking parrots, what have you done to me? Was saying about it being illegible and not a legitimate process, and therefore they can't work with us, so unregulated. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, Texter, you ever listened to Circa Survive? No, actually not. It rings a bell somewhere, maybe. And that would be really amazing, guiding people who are confused or indecisive with their career. You want to know something, Becca Grace? That's actually what I was thinking was the next step for you. If you wanted to continue with us, after these exercises that I have, that we've come up with you, I wanted us to go on to find that career path for you, and then finding your way and your strength into finding a life partner. That's actually the steps that I was planning for you. Circa Survive. I will listen to it. Thank you. I am copying it right now, and I will copy paste it, and I will paste it after the stream, which should be now, because we have to get home. You have a small idea of the career path you want to follow, yeah? Well, go on your intuition. And if you believe in us, I do believe in the steps that we have provided for you. I really do think this, as I've said over and over again to you, I'm sorry, but I do think that it is what is needed to be happening. So I'm going to do what I promised you to do tomorrow, and then I come back to you, and then if you want to continue with us, then the next step is, well, we'll see what my guide says, but it is career, and then it is love. Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? But always trust your own intuition first. It's super important. And for the next stream, let's keep track of my neck, shall we? And see if we can start to understand how it works. And next time I feel someone is not open, you guys keep my butt, come on. Keep my butt and help me do what is best for all. And just say no, and then move on. Thank you for this stream. Oh, this fly is right in front of my face. And thank you for the stream beforehand as well, playing a game. That was real fun. Thank you for being you and for sticking around. And let's do this together, shall we? Let's have some fun. I will go and cry and take a hug from Bempus now. And Luke, sleep. Sorry. Take care, guys. No, it's fine. Bempus is here to take care of me, so it's fine. Oh, I'm just gonna shake. Okay. So take care, all of you. I really don't want to leave, but we have to. Yeah, thank you for chat for being chatty. Really, I agree. I think we made loads of progress towards reaching even more people today with having the chat active. It's real cool. And Luke, truly, if you want to come back to Discord, please do. I don't know if maybe you're already done, but please do if you feel like it. And let's just be us, guys, and let's have fun. But always heart and head. So of course we will go home, we will reevaluate what is going on, we will see, or I will do especially, what happened and if we should continue and in what direction. But it feels really good. And oh, thank you, Luke. Oh, thank you for coming back. We missed you. Okay, guys. You know where to find me. Thank you for your support. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'll see you on Thursday for some arts and crafts, I think. We'll see what we'll do, but I definitely want to go do some arts and crafts. Okay. Take care. See you very soon. Bye for now. Oh, I can use this. Curly stream, yeah. Bye bye. All the love, guys. Bye bye.